If you're new to Canada or planning to move to Canada, managing your finances wisely is a very important thing to do. Many new immigrants make common money mistakes that set to set them back financially. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 most common money mistakes to avoid as an immigrant, and I'm going to share my own personal experiences in this video. Avoiding these common money mistakes will save you a lot of stress and money, so stick around while I share with you. Number one biggest mistake that new immigrants make is not starting early to build their credit history. In Canada, credit score is super important. This is what guarantees you for car loan, mortgage in the future. So starting early to build your credit history is very important. Many new immigrants avoid credit cards because they are afraid of debts, or probably they don't have the idea of how important the credit history is. Get a credit card as soon as possible. Use it to purchase items and make sure you pay in full as soon as possible. Make sure you don't delay in your payments, and also make sure you have the money available. How I do it, whatever I want to buy, if it's not in my checking account, like if it's not something I know I'll be able to pay within the 2 weeks or 3 weeks that I have to pay off the debt, I just leave it. Yes, so that's how you build your credit score. Using it, making sure you pay in full and on time. If you pay late, there's a percentage you have to pay, and I'm sure you don't want to pay such. Banks like RBC, Scotiabank, they offer credit cards to newcomers that don't have credit history yet. So make sure you use it wisely and don't overspend. In my case, I used RBC and they gave me $2,000 limits. Yes, so that was because I don't have a credit history. So they gave me a limit of $2,000, and I don't have to use more than that. The second common mistake is overspending due to lifestyle inflation. Yes, I get it. You just arrived, you want to buy a nice car, rent a nice apartment is very good, but if you're not careful, it will lead to financial struggles at the long run. The best way to avoid this mistake is start from little. Rent affordable apartments. If it's possible, you can share an apartment if you can do that, but if not, look for a place that is less expensive. If you have to buy a car, especially if you are living in cities that don't have public transport system, it's very important to buy a car. So if you want to buy a car, buy cars that are less expensive. You can go to Facebook Marketplace, look for cars that are not so expensive. With this, you can gradually upgrade your lifestyle as your income increases. Let me also add this point to this video. If you arrived Canada as a non-permanent resident, the bank is not going to pay or help you pay for the car loan monthly. So whatever car you are buying, you are paying for it cash and carry. It's very important that you look for a less expensive car. All you need is a means of transportation, a car that will take you to wherever you go from point A to point B. And one thing I've seen and observed in this country is that nobody's looking at the size of your vehicle. Sincerely, if you want to drive 2K, if you like, drive Iburubumbe. These are old cars. Nobody's saying you. What matters is if you have to be in a place by 8 a.m., be there by 8 a.m. But if you don't plan to buy a car as soon as possible, like I said, only if you are in cities that have public transport system. In my case now, in our city, there's no public transport system. Yes, so we had to buy a car. But before we bought the car, we were renting a car. Yes, you can also rent a car. So it all depends on your plans. But if you have the money, just buy your own affordable, because considering the money you'll be paying for the rent of the car every month is enough for you to gather together and buy your own. So that's my suggestion. The third common money mistake is not understanding the tax system in the country. Taxes in Canada can be confusing, especially if it's not, or if it's quite different from your home country's tax, or if your country does not pay tax at all. So you have to understand how their tax system works. Many new immigrants make the mistake of not filing their taxes properly, missing out on tax benefits like the GST, HST credits, child benefit, tax deductions. It's very important that you understand the tax system. There are free online tools like TurboTax, Wealth Simple Tax, or even tax-free clinics that can help you to file your tax correctly. Also remember that filing your tax on time is very crucial to avoid penalty and to qualify for government benefits. Tax filing is usually done from February to April of every year. So like this year now, this is my first tax filing, and I tried doing it my own. I created account with TurboTax. I tried it. It was very simple, but it got to a point I was stuck, so I didn't really know how to navigate again because I have to add my husband's own, so it was just confusing. I had to consult an accountant, which I did. I booked appointment with her, submitted everything that needs to be submitted. But guess what? This was done yesterday. So whenever you watch this video, my tax filing was done a day before the video. Then I'm very happy that I didn't make the mistake, so that I don't have to owe the government in the future. And so just to avoid that stress, if you don't know how to do it, like you're not so sure of the process, I suggest you consult an accountant. You just have to pay certain amount and you're sure of the process. So if you don't understand the system, please inquire from someone, consult an accountant, a specialist that will help you to file it, at least for the first year. Maybe other years you can learn how to do it on your own. The fourth common mistakes we make as new immigrants is not saving or investing early. The truth is, no matter how much we earn, no matter how little it is, that discipline of setting aside a certain amount will really help. It doesn't matter how little it is, but the consistency of setting aside a certain amount for the future, like emergency fund, is very important. It is an error to be focusing only on monthly bills without setting aside a little amount of money for savings. Is a big error. So the earlier you start saving, the better for you. There are very good accounts that you can save: TFSA, RRSP. These are accounts that you can just be saving no matter how little. It will count in the long run. It might not be much now, but in the future, and as a long term, it will really count. I'm telling you. Personally, I've come to realize that saving is a personal discipline. Like it's something you discipline yourself to do, because certainly there are things you need money to do every month or every week, depending. But you being consistent in your discipline will really help. You see this book? I read this book in this month of March, and it was an eye-opening. A lot of things that we spend money on. One thing that stood out for me in this book is it doesn't matter it's not by how much we earn, but it's by how much we are able to save or invest. Since I recommend this book, that's not my main topic, but just to pinpoint something I learned, I'm still going to do a separate review of this book on this my channel. Yes, this book is a life-changing for me. There are books you read and you wonder, why didn't I read this book many years ago? Even investing, if you read this book, you come to realize that instead of leaving my money just there in my savings account, I can either lock it or even buy shares, or even do so many things to learn from this book. That's not my point now, but the thing there is that starting early is the best. Both investing, if you want to go into mutual fund, like investing, buying shares, or even locking up the money, anyone you decide to do, just do it early. It will really help in the long run. The number 5 and the last common money mistakes we make is ignoring budgeting and planning. Arriving in a new country without having a budgeting or financial plan it will keep you wondering where has my money been going and all that. So it's very important that you have a budget of what you want to do. That is what I learned from that book. She said something about money dieting, money budgeting. When you have a budget, there are things you will not even consider. I still remember then in secondary school we learned wants and needs. Yes, so when you have a budget, you don't dwell on your wants. You just go for the needs. Even the needs self, there are some needs that needs to be got. Yes, so it's very important. You can use tracking or even write it down. That's what I do. I do writing. So whatever we spend on, I write it. At the end of the month, I'm able to check, okay, we spent more than this in this area. So it will help you a lot. It depends on what works for you. You can use tracking app or you can write it down. Write your income, write your expenses, write whatever you do, whatever finances you do in a month or in a week. Just make sure you track your expenses. You buy something, just write it down. It will help you. It will help you to manage your money. If you're still watching to this point, thank you so much. So let's quickly do a recap of the 5 most common money mistakes new immigrants make. Number 1, not building credit early. Get a credit card, use it, pay off as soon as possible. Number 2, overspending too soon. Live within your means and upgrade gradually. Number 3, ignoring the tax system. Learn about the tax systems and file on time. The moment you land, visit your proving service. Ask questions. Personally, I like to go in person. Yes, I don't like calls most time. So sometimes I like to go in person. So go ask questions about child benefit. Just try to know everything. They will answer you. Just ask questions so you don't miss out on any benefits. Number 4, not saving or investing early. Open a TFSA or RRSP account. They are tax-free, and start saving. No matter how little, just be consistent and you will be happy you did that in the future. Sincerely. The last one is not budgeting or having a financial plan. So try using tracking apps or writing down your expenses. It will also help you to know how much you are spending money on. My bank app, that is a part I love visiting. So this part helps you to check. There was this particular month I checked, and they told me you spent more than expected on grocery in this month. That was in December. December now, you buy a lot of eating. So once you enter that part in the app, I got that part that told me you spent more than expected on grocery in the month of December compared to other months. So it helps a lot, and knowing you have them and checking it often, it will also help you too. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And before I forget, that book I showed you, please try and read that book. Not just for new immigrants, but for everybody that wants to be a smart man or smart woman. There is a lot to learn from that book. What financial mistakes have you made as a newcomer? Please, I would like to hear your experiences in the comment section. For me, when we came newly, oh my god, I was so addicted to Temu. I buy things that when I look at them now, I'm like, why did I buy this? I didn't even need it. But because when I open their app, is not so expensive, I just say, okay, let me buy. It's not expensive, but I don't need them. So please, I would like to hear your own experiences. Just drop on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Take care.